Are your people working hard but not reaching their full potential? The problem is not effort, it is development. At the Modern Observer Group, we transform workforce development into real performance. Our human-centered achievement programs help your team think better, communicate stronger, and execute at a higher level. That means higher employee engagement, stronger leadership, and measurable results across your organization. If you want a workforce that performs, leads, and delivers, it is time to invest in your people. Visit modernobserver.com and discover how the Modern Observer Group helps you build a workforce that wins.
The UN weighs in on Iran nuclear inspections. Earthquakes devastate Venezuela. OpenAI unveils new chip technology, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. The UN nuclear watchdog said inspections of Iran's nuclear sites will happen under the new U.S Iran deal, though it gave no timeline as leaders in both countries sent mixed signals. President Trump said the war is going very well, with Iran making major concessions during the 60-day negotiating window opened by a memorandum the two presidents signed last week. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Persian Gulf allies on Wednesday to shore up support for and smooth over concerns about U.S. Iran peace talks. Rubio met with officials from the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait, which host U.S. military bases and were barraged by Iranian attacks during the war. President Trump postponed the signing ceremony for the bipartisan housing bill on Wednesday in frustration over Congress not passing the Save America Act, which would establish a swath of voter identification laws and bans on pediatric transgender surgery. A few hours later, Trump and Senate Republicans had a heated closed-door meeting where the SAVE Act was said to be discussed. Twin earthquakes struck Venezuela. The first quake, with a magnitude of 7.2, occurred around 6 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday, followed by a second quake with a magnitude of 7.5, less than a minute later. The second earthquake was the country's largest since 1900. The worst-hit state was La Guaira, which Venezuelan President Delcy Rodriguez said has been declared a disaster zone. Caracas, the nation's capital, was also significantly impacted. In remarks this morning, Rodriguez said at least 164 people had died and 971 were injured. Those figures are expected to rise. OpenAI on Wednesday announced its first custom chip developed with Broadcom. Called Jalapeño and designed by OpenAI, the chip provides better performance per watt than current state-of-the-art chips in early testing, according to the companies. Jalapeño is part of our long-term full-stack infrastructure strategy, resulting in AI which is faster, more reliable, more affordable for people and businesses, and can be used to solve more important problems, OpenAI President Greg Brockman said in a statement. The Federal Reserve announced the results of their latest stress tests. The test ensures that banks can withstand severe economic conditions. All 32 banks examined by the Fed remained above their minimum capital requirements under the regulator's hypothetical scenario, which included unemployment surging to 10%, a 39% drop in commercial real estate prices, and a 30% decline in home prices. Today's results underscore the strength of the banking system, Federal Reserve Vice Chair for Supervision Michelle Bowman said in a release. That's the Raw Naked Truth for June 25th, 2026. Remember to like and subscribe to the Raw Naked Truth wherever you listen to podcasts. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.